Hello and welcome to Palmerston North, the Central Energy Trust Arena, the 2020 Secondary Schools Girls Central Invitational Tournament coming to you on Sky Sport Next. Great to have you with us at the back end of day two and arguably the biggest game of pool play about to come your way. Good evening to all of you out there. Great to have basketball back in action. Justin Nelson and Tomai Hapango with you. And boy, oh boy, are we looking forward to this one, Tomai, because both of these teams unbeaten so far in pool play. They are 3-0, and whoever wins this game will go straight to the top of Pool A, and in the semi-finals tomorrow, they get that favourable crossover advantage. Good evening to you, and looking forward to this one, my friend.
Thanks for the intro, Justin. Yeah, just as you said, the two unbeaten teams of Pool A, the stakes are high. It really is when heavyweights collide, and I'm excited to watch some good basketball. High stakes.
Going to be a lot of fun. St Peter's School, Cambridge, taking on Sacred Heart College of New Plymouth. And of course, St Peter's, in a normal year, 2019, national champions. And it is a perch that they are accustomed to. There they are, right there in the darker uniform for this game, St Peter's School, Cambridge. And of course, they're taking on Sacred Heart College of New Plymouth. Have been very good in this competition so far. Let's have a look at what's ahead for these teams. In fact, we're going to have a look at the team list first. I apologise. There's Sacred Heart College. We've got Lower Hutt up there. Should be New Plymouth. So we'll come back to you on that one. It's actually Sacred Heart College, New Plymouth. There they are right there, right on cue. So having a look there. Francis O'Connell, Blyde, Sherman, Walsh, back, Blyde, Owen, Cirrus, Omilvina Nartai and Raquel Sampson, coach Peter Riley. Let's have a look at the St Peter's School from Cambridge. Very talented lineup here. Highway, Ledger Walker, Lacey Remeka, Lassie Schuler, Waihi, McGurr, Ward, Williams, Day, Gallion and Vaitoe. Did I pronounce that right? Did I get that right, Tomai? Are you with me? Coach, of course, Leanne Walker. Hopefully I got that right.
Definitely a tough one there, Justin.
I'm sure you'll pull me up. Don't worry about that. Everybody always does. This is what's on the line. Let's have a look at what's coming up tomorrow. Day 3 coverage. And I jumped to this early in the broadcast because it is finals day. Semi-final 8 a.m, semi-final 9:45 a.m, third and fourth playoff at 3 p.m, and importantly that grand final at 4:45 p.m. And I've got a feeling we could even see these two teams tomorrow afternoon at 4:45 p.m. because they have been very dominant so far. Sacred Heart College had a 92-22 win over Fielding, 67-49 win over Queen Margaret, and a 73-41 win over Sacred Heart Lower Hutt. St Peter's, equally as impressive, an 83-46 win over Fielding, 84-51 victory against Queen Margaret, and a 74-46 win against Sacred Heart Lower Hutt. I don't think there's going to be too much that separates these teams, Tomai.
Yeah, it's always tough to gauge the likelihood of competition in this fixture based on their past results, but they're almost inseparable if you look at how much they've beat the earlier opposition by, so it's going to be good. I hope it lives up to the hype.
A couple of tall ferns, junior tall ferns to look out for in the Sacred Heart team. Number 18, Raquel Sampson, is a junior tall fern, and also number 6, Caitlin O'Connell. So keep an eye out for those players. Played at a very high level. And St Peter's also have a number of national team representatives, under 17 national team representatives. Alana Paiwai, Breege Schuler, number 4, Alana Paiwai. Breege Schuler wearing number 9. And Also, Tayana Day, number 18. So keep an eye out for those players. They've had some pretty good experience up at that national level as well. Speaking of Raquel Sampson, you'll see her go in the jump. Speaking of Bree Schuler, you'll see her go up against her. And we are underway. Early chance here for Alana Paiwai, wearing the number 4. Going to see a lot of her in this game. Early penetration kick. Bree Schuler through traffic. Floater in. First basket of this game, and it was a good setup.
So impressive start there by St. Peter's Cambridge. Attacking aggressively off the catch, getting into the key and putting up an easy floater.
Lacey Ramika getting it down into the corner. Lassie. Sorry, I'll take that back. Owen it was. Off the glass, Raquel Sampson. And equally, first score, first opportunity for Sacred Heart.
I think she's really going to be the difference for this game for Sacred Heart. She's going to need to stand out, especially as you've just seen there on the second chance points. She's clearly the tallest starter. Big size advantage down there.
Kayla Waihi. Ball comes in for Bree Schuler. Gets on the attack straight away. Hard pass in for Grace McGurr. And a turnover. 2 apiece.
Sampson was impressive there. She managed to keep up with Schuler laterally. It's not an easy thing to do.
Glide to O'Connell. Caitlin O'Connell with the ball here. Gemma Walsh. Glide inside, Sampson. Key target. Couldn't put it away. Waihi. Schuler searching, right, left. Draws the defence, dishes off to McGurr. Came up short with her shot from the short corner. Glide quickly back the other way. Under some pressure now. O'Connell. Baseline drive is hard. Draws the foul. She'll go to the line for a couple. Good play both ends. Good start.
Really good start. Way to get to the line there by Caitlin O'Connell. Herself and Raquel Sampson showing why already. They're the two to watch out for this Sacred Heart team. 2 of the many, I should say.
Makes the first. Who did you tip earlier on in the day for this game, by the way?
I went with a 55% St. Peter's. I lent St. Peter's by 5%. So
55%.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Caitlin O'Connell making both. Early days in this one. McGurr held up on the dribble. Schuler again searching inside, outside game. Shot was long from Vaitoe. Here's O'Connell. Glide inside, nice play to Sampson. Good setup. And Sampson's not going to miss those opportunities. Early lead Sacred Heart. 6-2. Alex Blyde with the defense on Alana Paiwai. Very good.
I'm banking on Sampson to put up about 20 shots in this one here.
How many is she going to make of those 20? That's probably the important stat.
It's a good point.
Because
It's
if she makes 15 of them, they're in business, aren't they?
For sure.
Drawing the foul. Kayla Waihi. She'll go to the line for a couple. Got that right knee heavily strapped up there. Waihi.
Confident shooter, this young lady. Another
Left-hander,
lefty.
yep.
Something about them.
Is there? What are you trying to tell me? You're a left-hander?
Definitely not. And that's something about me, but we saw a left-hander earlier in the stream pop off.
Makes both. Makes both, made one.
Made one,
Loose ball. Paiwai. Good basket. Been lively early. Getting after it again. O'Connell. Under a little bit of pressure. Inside, Sampson. She's not going to miss too many. Not when she's under the basket. So Coach Leanne Walker taking note of all of this at the moment. Schuler to Waihi. Waihi. Waihi under a little bit of pressure, nowhere to go. Good defense, Sampson. Did that come? No, it's going to count. Just got it away in time. Points are good. Gemma Walsh. Turnover. Not going to see that too often from Alana Paiwai. And Raquel Sampson, how many points is she up to now?
Already a quick 8 there, Justin, and she's already on 5 shots, so it's 4 or 5, not bad.
Well, she keeps going at that rate. They're going to be hard to stop.
I think they might be blitzing their 20 shots. Might need to make some adjustments there.
Waihi for 3, very, very good. So both teams have come to play. There's no doubt about that. 10 apiece early in this game. And right now, living up to all expectations. Caitlin O'Connell directing traffic. Bree Schuler right there with her. And how's Bree Schuler? Goes up in the jump at the start of the game. Another basket, Sampson. And then all of a sudden, she's guarding the point guard of the opposition.
Now she's bringing the ball up. She definitely can do it all.
Versatility A+. Waihi. Now, she's come down clutching her left leg, Kayla Waihi. There's going to be a stop in the game here. And I don't know if we can get a replay on that, but she came down clutching her left leg. Her right is heavily strapped up. Coach Leanne Walker comes out. And hopefully she's okay, the young lady. She had a good start to this game. We might see a stoppage in play here. She's flexing that leg at the moment. It's definitely the left, as you can see, for Kayla Waihi. Just saw her nail a big, big shot too. Helping her up. She's going to go and head straight off here. So let's hope she's okay. It was a little bit innocuous, wasn't it? We let's have a look here and see if we can pick anything up for Kayla Waihi. Here she is with the ball here. Goes in and just
took the contact on her right.
Pulled up, yeah. So anyway, look, let's hope she's okay. She's not too far away from us here. And we do hope she's...
Have just seen on the bench, she's lifted her leg onto the chair, so that's a good sign. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Yep. Now there's a shot clock violation off the back of that. To be honest with you, everybody probably forgot about the shot clock in amongst that stoppage.
I'm among the guilty party.
Yep. So Sacred Heart come up with possession, and they're on the charge through Gemma Walsh. Back to O'Connell, back to Walsh. Sampson out on the screen, pick and roll. That's a little bit too far for Sampson to drag in.
Pick of a screen.
Might have been a travel there for Highway. It was. A couple of early turnovers. Pressure's on in this game. Top spot is up for grabs ahead of tomorrow's finals. Both of these teams are heavily fancied here. Sampson with the screen. Just popping, putting the ball on the floor, showing her versatility as she rolls another one up and in. And I reckon she's at double digits already, Tomai.
You're not wrong, Justin. She's just hit 10, only missed one shot. Taken 6, and they're all in the restricted area as well. 5
of 6 at the moment. That's a very impressive start. Schuler finds some space and puts it away just inside that elbow. Nice little shot. Great start, both teams. Fun to watch. O'Connell. Blyde. Inside. Owen. Back outside. Jumper. Quick release, Walsh. Ball forward, should be a comfortable finish for Grace McGurr.
Blow for blow at the moment.
Ties it back up. Blyde and O'Connell. The two-pronged guard attack. Here's Blyde for three, no mistake. So, blow for blow. Great start, both teams. If the rest of the game goes this way, we're in for a treat on Sky Sport Next. The Central Invitational Tournament.
It's almost like they've both been waiting, sitting there for the opportunity to get at each other. So
I think that's a really good summation, Tomai, that they knew this game was coming. They knew how important it was. They've landed in the same pool. They may well be the best two teams here. Tomorrow will determine that. But we will learn a lot about both of them as the Sky Sports sign takes a tumble in the background. We'll definitely learn a lot about both of these teams tonight.
Great hustle there in the corner, and they even got it over the timeline in the 8 seconds. So
high wire for three. Might be a foul called there on Lacey Ramika, the number 6. Just looking over to the side here, I was looking for Kayla Waihi, and they may have taken her into the change rooms. Can't see her down on the bench beside us anymore. Walsh and Sampson working well together. Sampson strong inside. Looked like a good block over the top by Tiana Day at first. Maybe it was the second effort. And Sampson, it was the second effort. It's a baseline ball. So it did very well the first time. She's going to be hard to stop in this game, Raquel Sampson. She's a presence inside. Gets her hands on the ball again. Misses that one. Up for the rebound. And she fouls over the top. That's her first personal foul. That'll be something to keep an eye on. Second personal foul, sorry.
Interesting decision time for
Well,
Peter.
Did they both have the... Were you happy with the foul call? They both had the ball?
I think that it was more so the fact that she reached over,
Yep.
over her back with both hands.
Well, she just blocked down the other end. So even though she's got 2 fouls, she's not stopping. She's going to keep getting after it. As she does again off that miss. Alana Paiwai. Long ball. Was that a pass?
It was definitely a pass. I think she believed she had one of her teammates running onto that one. I think a big thing for me so far, as Raquel goes to the bench, they're making her catch it a little bit further away from the basket and making her take a couple dribbles, as opposed to her just catching it on the low block, and going straight to work.
And Lily Cyrus has just come into the game for Raquel Sampson, involved in that play.
It's crucial that they keep the momentum high while Sampson sits in foul trouble.
Amalvina Natai also into the game for Sacred Heart. Inside the last 90 seconds of this first quarter. Slick pass from Paiwai. Open shot up high. Lacey Ramika puts it away. Nice long shot. 17 apiece. Can Sacred Heart respond? Malvina Natai gets it to Gemma Walsh. Looking for the foul. Good defense. There's been a lot to like from both teams early in this game. Walsh to bring it in. Blyde. Now they swing the ball back out to Walsh. Gets on the drive, finds a bit of a gap. A little bit heavy on the shot. And a chance for St Peter's as they push forward. Oh, wide open here, just inside the line was Olivia Lassie. Missed everything though. Quick transition, long ball to Walsh. She wears the contact and will go to the line for 2 as we head down towards quarter time. Tamai Hapango, what are your early thoughts on this game? You must be impressed with both teams. Definitely
impressed. They've come ready to play as we expected, and it's been tight the whole time. I think a massive factor will be the Samson 2 fouls early in the first quarter, but I'm equally impressed by Alana Pawash just sat for the first time in the game. Breeze Schull has played the whole first quarter now, and she doesn't even look tired. We spoke earlier about her. She plays the whole 94 feet. She's defending the biggest player. She can defend guard. She's bringing the ball up. She's got a heck of an engine on her.
Second shot was made by Walsh, put Sacred Heart 1 up. Couple of plays left in this very entertaining first quarter. Turnover, yes, and a foul drawn.
That might be bonus as well.
Olivia Lassie, I think, with the foul. Is it bonus or is that the
cane's up on the score bench? It should be, as we just hear the whistle go.
Yep, I think that'll come the length of the floor for a couple of shots. Probably just one thing on St Peter's so far, and maybe it's the pressure, I'm sure it is, but just 3 or 4 turnovers so far in this first quarter that they will want to address.
Very uncharacteristic ones. We saw the outlet pass there, went straight out of bounds. They're not prone to making mistakes like that.
Amalvina Nartai with the second. Both of them were just in and out. Now, what's the call here? Travel, walking with the ball.
Very physical.
Against Tiana Day.
You definitely get a rebound.
Maybe a one-shot option here with 11 seconds to play in the first quarter. Let's see if they use all the time here. Walsh is aware of it. Finds a gap, forces her way through. Great block by Lacey Ramika. Chance? No, Buzzer's going to beat them, and that is the end of a very entertaining opening quarter with Sacred Heart College New Plymouth 18 leading St Peter's of Cambridge 17. A lot to like from both teams. St Peter's may be down a player with what looked to be a left knee injury for Kayla Waihi in that first quarter. Both teams head to the sidelines to have a listen to their coaches. And what would they be saying at quarter time? Tomoy, let's start with Sacred Heart. They're up by 1. Peter Riley, the coach. What would Coach Riley be talking about right now?
I think Riley will be happy to be where he is, to be honest, even though it's literally the smallest of margins. It's no mean feat when you're up against St Peter's at any part of any game, so he'll be happy. I'm sure he's believed in them the whole time, but sometimes, you know, with these young players, it takes just that little bit of getting their feet wet to realise that they are able. So they'll come out confident the second quarter. They weathered a bit of foul trouble there as well and maintained the lead. I think in the other camp, Coach Leanne will just be urging a bit of patience, just in terms of decision making, knowing when to get up the court and push, and just knowing when to set up, because their half court offense that they run is also has the potential to be lethal as well. So I think those will be the messages in both camps. Be interesting to see how they come out in the second quarter.
And hello to our viewers on Sky Sport Next from both parts of the world, Cambridge and New Plymouth. Beautiful parts of the country here on the North Island. I'm sure you've been to both of those places, surely.
I haven't made too many stops to Cambridge myself, but I've obviously, as I spoke about earlier, well, we got to cover the New Plymouth Girls High School game. I spent a bit of time in
You're there every second week. Here's the games coming up tomorrow, day 3 of the Invitational tournament here in Palmerston North, and it is finals day starting at 8 a.m. I think you've drawn the long straw. I think you've got the 9:45 and 4:45 tomorrow, so you can sleep in the morning. Semi-finals in the morning, and then of course the playoff for 3rd and 4th, and the grand final coming up tomorrow afternoon from Central Energy Trust Arena here in Palmy North.
Sampson checked straight back in, Justin, so she'll be hoping not to pick up number 3 in the fouls department.
And she does have the 2 fouls as we get underway in the second quarter, but she also has a handy 10 points in that opening quarter. So she's a very important player. Oh, Bree Shaw is going to come up with an easy 2 here.
And she still hasn't had a sit.
Great work. I think it was Hannah Lacey Ramika who found her in open space. So a good start for St. Peter's. Turnover. Amalvina Nartai losing a handle on it, and it might be a turnover back the other way. Lacey Ramika doing the same. Foul is called against Vaitoe.
As you mentioned, Justin, just another uncharacteristic turnover.
Seen a few of them. And Raquel Sampson back to the foul line. And for any dominant centre playing basketball, this is the part of the game that they really have to work on, don't they? Especially as a junior, because understandably, with all the work they do under the basket, chances are they're going to spend a lot of time during their career at the charity stripe. Sampson making 1 of 2 on that occasion. Schuler picking it up off the 1 dribble. Lacey Ramika left alone to go from range. Highwise back into the action. There's Lacey Ramika again. Highwise finds some space. Can't finish it off the glass. Sampson with the rebound. O'Connell to bring it forward for Sacred Heart. Amalvina Nartai. O'Connell searching. Just steps into the paint, may have drawn the foul. She has. That'll be against Breege Schuler leaning in. Smart play by Caitlin O'Connell. Seems to have a few tricks in her book, doesn't she, Tomai? Caitlin O'Connell.
She's definitely not scared to get stuck in. She changes her pivot foot there, quick spin move with the dribble and draws the contact. Brushes it off like it's nothing as well.
As we mentioned before, she's played for the Junior Tall Ferns. No mean feat.
Definitely not.
So, a rising star of New Zealand basketball. There she is again.
Just as we heard courtside there, Coach Leanne Walker urged her team to not foul. We're already in 3. It's a minute and a half to be played. Right on cue, her team picks up another one.
Actually, 88 seconds played so far, to be precise. So something they're going to have to keep a close eye on here in this second quarter. Can Sacred Heart use it to their advantage? Well, they've just drawn the 4th as Sampson hits another basket. So if my calculations are correct, Tomai, we've got 8 minutes and 24 seconds of the second quarter of visiting the charity stripe for Sacred Heart College. Have I got that right?
That's exactly right. And she's making them count as well as Raquel.
Hit 2 of her last 3. So, important times here in this game. Sacred Heart with a chance to make a move. They're out by 4. They've got St. Peter's in foul trouble, and they continue to attack. Amalvina Nartai, great handoff underneath to Lily Cyrus, just couldn't finish the shot. Amalvina Nartai from the corner for 3. And I reckon we might see a timeout here in a minute. In fact, there it is, right on cue. Timeout called by St. Peter's. Let's have a look at that last shot. Have a look at this from the corner. Found some space, step back, bang. 26-19.
Just after she made a nice pass as well, she just relocates to the corner, no one on it, and she puts the shot up and it goes in. This is going to be unfamiliar territory, I think, for St. Peter's Cambridge. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt and overcome the challenge that's in front of them. But
they have to keep the pressure up.
For sure.
But they can't foul. Every time they foul from here, they're giving away opportunities, aren't they?
So much of the offense as well was, them getting the ball in quickly, whether it's off made baskets or missed baskets. And, well, if they're getting sent to the foul line, on every foul, it gives the offense the opportunity to set up in half-court defense after their free throw. So it's massive.
I know top spot's up for grabs here in Pool A, but how much of a hand do you show here? Finals to come tomorrow, semi-finals tomorrow morning. They're both through. They're going to be in the semi-finals, unless I've missed something. And I'm sure if I've missed something, Connor O'Fee will be down here to slap me across the back of the head in a moment. But how much of a hand do you show? Or do you just go for it?
In my opinion, I think you just go for it, just for the psychological advantage as well. As there's a great chance that these two can meet in the final. Just my math is right, and I believe it is. It could only be 2 games away. They could win this game. They could proceed from this game and both win their next game, and they'll be playing each other again. So for the psychological advantage, it'd definitely be going all guns blazing to try and get the win here.
So pressure on St. Peter's right now. Alana Paiwai trying to create, and she draws a foul, and this may be on Raquel Sampson. Have a look here for me, Tomai, because this might be her 3rd if we can get a clear view to the score table. It is. So she'll come straight out of the game, and just as Sacred Heart seemingly were forcing a bit of advantage, all of a sudden now the door opens up for St. Peter's to claw their way back as that margin is reduced to 6. So that's a telling foul, isn't it?
It is. It acts as a bit of a great equaliser almost. But so I spoke earlier about the St. Peter's girls possibly not being used to being down often in games, but you have to. Well, I should also mention that a lot of them have played representative basketball, and they have been in tough games. So it'd be interesting to see what kinds of experiences or what they draw from those experiences in this one here.
O'Connell into the corner. Amalvina Nartai couldn't hit from the corner on that occasion. Paiwai up long again. It's one of those forward passes. There's been a couple of turnovers on those quick passes up the floor.
Just need to mention Lyric Vaitoi's rebound technique there. She went up and got it, put the ball right at her chin, and was not hesitant to throw those elbows. Heck of a play there by Paiwai as well.
Yeah, good steal. Schuler searching. McGurr, nowhere to go. There's Vaito. And there's a shot clock violation. So referee's just checking that. And yes, it is. So another turnover. Ball going the way of Sacred Heart.
Typically when you watch the St. Peter's outfit, their bench loves to count the shot clock down.
Yep.
Maybe that's a telling sign of, the energy at the moment. Maybe a bit of nerves creeping in.
A little bit rattled. No doubt. Amalvina Nartai has been very good in this second quarter. Foul is called. That'll be against Tiana Owen. Good crowd in here tonight. A lot of the locals coming out. Free entry, of course. Right across all the finals tomorrow. Can come out and take in some great basketball here in Palmerston North. I know you would have been spreading the message around town.
For sure. It's definitely loud here, though. Can't be upset with the turnout.
O'Connell gets it from Sherman. Out to that left wing. Amalvina Nartai again finds a way inside. Bounce pass. Just got a deflection.
Some massive screens here by the Sacred Heart New Plymouth outfit. It's a lot of their offense. Good spacing. If it's not 5 out, they're running 4 out with 1 down low on the block, giving them the opportunity to move the ball.
Paiwai to McGurr, looking inside at Vaito. Nice little handoff to the cutting Paiwai. She couldn't finish. She's been very active. Schuler nearly stealing at mid-court. Amalvina Nartai equal to the task. O'Connell Back to where she got it. Almovina Natai. Held up on the wing. Good hands by Lyric Vaito. Wins it back for St. Peter's. And they go from one end to the other, scoring Tayana Day. And that brings it back to 4. And remember, there's a fair chance we will not see Raquel Sampson for the rest of this half, you wouldn't think. She's off with 3 fouls. O'Connell misses, gets it back off hands, finds a way inside, draws the foul. Smart play. And she'll go to the line for 2.
It's their first foul since they entered the bonus 4 minutes ago, so they can't be too upset with that.
Timeout called by Sacred Heart, so they're going to have a bit of a chat about this as well. 4:41 to go. No, it's a very good point you make. No doubt St. Peter's have dodged a bullet, so to speak, and Sacred Heart having to sit Raquel Sampson at the moment with 3 fouls, but 14 points in the game. They lead by 4, 26-22. There's the crowd enjoying the night's entertainment. Good to see some families out from Palmerston North. Anyone you recognise there? Any neighbours?
I think that might be the only shot that I don't recognise.
No next door neighbours there?
No neighbours, just
you know
the lovely locals on the bench.
You know everybody in Palmerston North, don't you? Wouldn't be that hard to know everybody. What's the
I'm
population?
a homebody. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest. Might have to just quickly jump on Google. I'll get that to you by the 3rd quarter, eh?
Fantastic.
I'll
That'd be
get that to
good.
you.
The population of Palmerston North. I live in downtown Wellington, and it's amazing out walking the streets how often you run into the same people.
For sure, especially in town.
It's just a nod of the head. You do recognise the same faces. You're about to educate me. I can see you doing a quick search online. The population...
You put me on the spot there, and I feel a little bit disappointed that I didn't already know this.
Palmerston North, what's the population as Caitlin O'Connell goes to the line for 2? Hit me.
The current estimated population, of course, of Palmerston North, not
right.
the greater,
not the greater, right? Okay,
yep.
yep.
Of Palmerston North is 89,000.
89.
Sounds
Wow.
like a lot. It feels like a lot.
It is a lot. 89,000. That's a. That's not a town. That's a city.
Very much so.
89,000. 27-22. O'Connell made the 2nd.
Would you say it's a city that could do with a women's NBL team?
I'd love to see a Cells NBL team playing in the women's competition. Won't be this year, of course. The 18 in 18 is coming up from November 19 with 6 teams. But I'd love to see the Manawatu represented in the future. Of course, we've got the Jets in the Cells NBL men. Be terrific to see a lot of the rising and talented stars of the region competing in the Cells NBL women's competition in the future as well.
For sure, and I know you can't show any bias, Justin, but since we're in Central Energy Trust, you've got to hold the "the" just a tinge longer when you say the Manawatu Jets. It's got to be the Manawatu Jets.
The, I like it.
For sure.
Nice basket there for Sacred Heart. Well, they were the in 2020, going all the way to the grand final, of course, at the Showdown. What an exciting game that was. 2 points. I gather you watched that game.
Of course, just came to the last position.
It did. Very exciting. Bree Schuler missing that shot, nearly getting it back. Here's Lucy Blyde back the other way. Good tempo in this game. Both teams working extremely hard as we head towards halftime, and there's not much in it. I mean, these are 2 teams that can score, and score quickly. It's a battle.
For sure. They definitely, as we brought up their earlier points totals, can definitely put the points up, but defense has definitely been the calling card in today's game.
Lucy Blyde makes the 2nd. Well, just on that, St. Peter's in their 3 pool games have scored 83, 84 and 74.
Yeah, and we're at 22 with just under 4 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. So
Sacred Heart have scored 92, 67 and 73.
So hanging around the 75-80 mark.
Highway misses the shot, but she may get it back. No, just wide, that pass from Tiana Day. Turnovers for me at the moment, just the costly thing for St. Peter's. They've had a few more than they would normally settle with. I think most coaches would settle for none, mind you. They've had a few more than normal, put it that way. Mind you, the pressure has gone up a notch. O'Connell searching. Here's Emily back. Out to Walsh. Back to back. And Emily back. Good enough to add another 2. Under a bit of pressure, in some traffic. That leads at 11 now. So without Sampson on the floor, they've done pretty well here, Tomai.
For sure. Coach Peter Riley and his staff have to be overjoyed at the moment to have grown the lead while she sits, not just maintained the lead.
And I'll tell you what they'd be very happy with is this defensive pressure. They are up and in. There's no gaps out there. They're closing everything down right now. O'Connell to Blyde, to Walsh. Screen comes from back. She goes the other way, gets through some traffic. Got a shooter out here in the corner in Caitlin O'Connell. It's a miss. And it's a St. Peter's ball. 2:20 left to play in the opening half. Entertaining contest. We would call this an arm wrestle back in Australia. Would you call it the same thing here?
Definitely not opposed to calling it that. It's exactly what it's been in this one. The defensive pressure has been
Very
outstanding.
good.
They're out at half court.
Yep, and they've drawn another foul here. Great work from Lucy Blyde and Libby Francis. And I reckon Libby Francis will go to the line here for 2. Excellent work. That pressure forcing the foul. And she'll have a look at a couple of shots here. Libby Francis, well done. They've got a lot of guards around the same size, haven't they, Sacred Heart? And they're tenacious. They're at you the whole time.
Anything over half court, nothing's been for free. Forcing the St. Peter's guards to work overtime. Really having to take good care of the ball, which unfortunately so far they haven't, and that's probably the story so far.
Makes the second. That lead jumps to 12 with a couple of minutes to play in this first half. Hope you're enjoying the Central Invitational Tournament. Secondary school girls here in Palmerston North. 10 teams in action. 2 pools of 5. This is the closing game of the pooled stages. Good basket, Bree Schuller. Pool A this is. Both of these teams have won their opening 3 pool games. And of course it's finals time tomorrow. Gemma Walsh finding a way through and dropping the basket.
Amazing footwork there, get an easier angle.
Responding quickly.
I think we need someone designated to measure Bree Schuller's minutes.
I think it's pretty easy. We've played nearly 19, and she's played nearly 19.
Be interested to see what she runs in a year.
I'm fairly sure last year at the Nationals, I commentated a couple of, nice pass in, nice finish, good set play there. Bree Schuller and Alana Paiwai, who both played last year, but I'm pretty sure she played big minutes last year as well. So it's something she's definitely accustomed to, that's for sure.
It's not like that she's sitting in the back of a zone either.
No, working.
Yeah, she's working,
Yep.
full court.
Yep, all the time.
Both sides.
Last minute of play again, that pressure up the floor. Will it force a turnover? Nearly. It's a handy 10-point lead to Sacred Heart. Excellent first half.
Surely.
And they've gone, the last 7 minutes without Raquel Sampson out there, their top scorer?
Should be coming in ready to go in this third quarter.
Put your coach's hat on. Start of the third. Given you're out by 10, team's doing well. Do you sit Sampson for the first 3 or 4 minutes of the second half?
to start the third quarter?
Yeah.
No, I'm putting out
Straight
away.
Straight in. Well, we'll test your coaching prowess against that of Peter Riley in the not too distant future. We'll see if she does start the third, sitting on those 3 fouls. Good work, Walsh.
It's definitely a noteworthy question, as well, we've seen them do just as well without her, even though she's putting up buckets in her limited time.
Good work, Gemma Walsh to Emily Back. Another basket. Here's Schuler. Was she fouled? Yes.
I'm sure Raquel, on the other hand, is counting down the seconds until she's back out there, so I think that might play a factor in her third quarter start.
Foul against Tiana Owen. That's just the 4th for Sacred Heart in this quarter. 18 seconds to go. Ball on the floor. Caitlin Ward. I think it came off her foot in the end.
Very physical defense, but I guess she was standing there upright, hands are up, showing the referee her palm.
So maybe one last chance here for Sacred Heart. Maybe Bree Schuler wanted to have a say in that. It ends up with Gemma Walsh. 4 seconds to go. Trying to find some space. Oh, stepped around. That's going to be called travel. And that's the end of the first half. Entertaining. Sacred Heart 38, St. Peter's 26. And I'll just let you know that that second quarter, Tomai, because you're going to give us your view, was a 20-9 quarter for Sacred Heart. How did you see it?
Well, the foul trouble was definitely a big part of it, even though St. Peter's did a great job of nullifying the early foul trouble with a bit of discipline. But just the way that Sacred Heart, every trip down they were getting a good shot. Their guards are getting into the paint, using their footwork to get a good look at the rim, and well, to put 20 points up against this team in a quarter just says a lot to their shot making ability in that quarter. So they'll be happy. And as I mentioned, before, as we both mentioned, Raquel in foul trouble with 3 fouls early in the second quarter. They'll be overjoyed with a 20-point quarter. So the momentum, obviously, as the scoreboard would suggest, is with them. But Leanne looks pretty composed there in the huddle. I'm sure she'll be giving out the right adjustments. So
half-time here. Pool A, the final pool game before finals starting tomorrow. Top of the table clash. Sacred Heart 38 leading St. Peter's 26. Hope you're enjoying it on Sky Sport Next. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Don't go away.
Putting on the black singlet was a dream come true. I've dreamed about playing for New Zealand since I was a little girl.
Very nervous, but also very proud, It's a huge thing.
Representing all of those at home, all of those that have helped you, getting you to all those early morning trainings, feeding you all that dinner.
We're used to punching above our own weight, so I think we try to incorporate that in practice and just go as hard as we can on the court, and off court it's all love.
On the court, we've always got each other's backs, but if we need to hold each other accountable, we will. And then off the court, same thing. We're still a family, got each other's backs, and obviously it's a bit more fun.
I think basketball was such an appealing sport to me, seeing the pathways to the US. So I remember growing up looking at Zara Gillings and Penina Davidson and seeing what they were doing. So I've always wanted to head over to the States, not only to live the basketball dream, but to get a degree, to see a different side of the world and to learn a different style of play.
It's just good to be out here with the younger kids and give back to the game, because we're here to kind of inspire the youth of New Zealand, and especially all the girls out here. It's great to see them all having fun and just spreading the love of the game. Basketball has given me so much. It's given me the tall foods. It's given me friends for life. It's given me a family.
It's the opportunity for me to have received a really great education in America. So now I'm able to get my undergraduate degree and a master's degree.
The opportunity to travel to Japan, Taiwan, and all those places.
Playing the sport I love, still playing with the tall ferns.
The opportunities are one of the best part of being, a tall fern and being a part of basketball.
I'd love for the younger ones to be like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of that someday. Obviously, there's so many people wanting to play basketball, but if that's something that they're aspiring to be like, that would be awesome too.
I think New Zealand's known as such a sporting nation, and the basketball scene is growing so rapidly that I want the Dolphins to be something these young kids are aspiring to. So they want to say, I grew up to be an All Black, but I grew up to be a Dolphin. And for them right here to come out and practice and say, like, yeah, I love basketball. This is a fun sport, a sport I can be with my friends, a sport where I see a lot of opportunity and a lot of pathways. Because at the end of the day, basketball can take you places, and so the Dolphins is a great route for that.
For me, I'm just super proud every time I step out onto the court, knowing I'm wearing that black singlet, because as a Dolphin, you've got a lot of pride, and playing for your country, having your sisters' backs. Definitely proud to wear that singlet every time I step out on the court.
Welcome back to Palmerston North, night 2 of the Central Invitational Tournament for 2020. Secondary school girls, hope you're well this evening, wherever you may be watching across New Zealand. Justin Nelson and Tomai Hapango with you. Central Energy Trust Arena, and what a game we've got here. Both of these teams searching for their 4th consecutive win in pool play. Sacred Heart right there on screen, leading the way over St. Peter's. 38-26 at the half. What are you so happy about,
Just
Tomai?
just passed my coaching test, mate. Raquel's on.
Did you?
I've passed.
I've got a little bit of conjecture upstairs, by the way, as well. Connor O'Fee telling me that the official population of Palmerston North is 88,300. So you and him might be able to take that up with each other after the game. I think you went with 89,000, so 700 have gone missing somewhere in the last 10 minutes. Second half underway.
Big boomer babies at the hospital.
There you go.
If you're listening.
Good start for...
And have you ever heard of rounding, if you're listening?
Heard of what?
Rounding.
Oh, you rounded it up. There you
rounded
go.
it up to the nearest 89,000.
Nice. Good start in the second half for St. Peter's with the first basket. I think it was Lacey Ramika. There's Bree Schuler. And your question, or my question, has been answered for Sacred Heart. Raquel Sampson starting the second half. She's on 3 fouls. We'll keep an eye on her. The number 18 in white. Speaking of 18s, Tiana Day.
Yeah, I think if there's anyone at the tournament that's equipped best to guard her, I think it would be Tiana Day.
Long shot from Lacey Ramika. Rebound for Raquel Sampson. Off to O'Connell. Blyde. Inside. Good basket for Lily Cyrus. So 2 powerful forwards on at the moment. Battle. Cyrus on the rebound with Lacey Ramika. They pick themselves up off the floor. It'll be a New Plymouth ball. They've got a 12-point advantage. It's a nice advantage right now. If Raquel Sampson can get through this quarter without a foul, they're in business. O'Connell, the junior tall fern, stepping through. Well done, Caitlin O'Connell. That lead out to 14. The test of the national champions is right now, as Alana Paiwai forces the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Kaylin O'Connell's footwork has
Very
probably
good.
been the biggest difference maker tonight. She knows how to stop on a dime and, you know, turn on her pivot foot to create herself a bit of space, and she's been putting up the points tonight.
We've spoken about it a couple of times today, but fundamentals, it's those little fundamentals that really can take you far in this game, aren't they?
For sure.
Good lesson for all the young budding players out there. Footwork, footwork, footwork. O'Connell to Walsh inside. Sampson off the glass, too strong. Add another 2 points. They answer. Little jumper from the elbow. Tiana Day. Sampson's going to put it on the floor. O'Connell will go into that coaching book. There's Sampson again for another 2. Because my question to you, Tomai, is how do they stop her? What do they got to do?
Well, we saw just then just a quick front from Ty on a day. There was a bit of an adjustment that they've obviously spoke about earlier in a huddle, but they just reversed it along the perimeter and just got her a better angle for post-entry pass. So been a game of adjustments there, and as we add another 3 points onto the total, Sacred Heart obviously making the better ones at the moment as we get into danger time.
Great basket, Gemma Walsh, and there's that quick pass up the floor again that's come unstuck for St. Peter's, and Coach Leanne Walker's seen enough, calls a timeout. She's going to have a chat with her troops. Very good start to this third quarter by Sacred Heart. They've gone on an 11-3 run. That lead, believe it or not, is out to 20 points, Tomai.
Yeah, they've been impressive. They haven't let their foot off the gas for the whole game. If there's anyone that can come back from a lead like this, has to be said, it'll be the St. Peter's School Cambridge outfit. They're impressive.
Let's have a look at that last 3-pointer from Gemma Walsh. Deep in the corner. That's nice.
Held the follow through as well.
Well, they've landed some big blows in this game, the team in red and white. Hello to everybody this evening in New Plymouth watching on. They'll be very happy with what they're seeing at the moment, taking it right up to the national champions, St. Peter's School in Cambridge. Should say good evening to everybody in Cambridge as well. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on Sky Sport Next. Speaking of coverage, tomorrow's going to be a cracker. All the finals coming up tomorrow. We'll give you the rundown at 3/4 time, so you can schedule it in, you can book it in, sort your day out. There's Gemma Walsh again. Opposite number 9, Bree Schuler, back the other way. And the pass was just a little bit too slick for Grace McGurr. And another turnover. We've spoken about those turnovers so far in this game. Proving costly. Foul. Alana Paiwai.
Third already. So she joins that area of uncertainty until what you might do as a coach, especially for one of your more experienced players if she was to pick up the fourth.
She won't stop though, you know that.
Definitely
she's full of
not.
energy. Ball inside, back.
Do you think it might be the double calf skins, mate?
Maybe,
Maybe. Seems to be the secret with a lot of the young ones.
maybe. Is that the new look, is it?
Well, sometimes some people need it, but a
I'm-
lot of the time they do not.
I'm old.
I'm definitely not saying that Alana might be one of those ones that do not. She seems to work. She doesn't seem to work hard. She works hard.
Does. In Australia, we'd call Alana Paiwai the Energizer Bunny. Have you ever heard of the Energizer Bunny?
I have.
Go, 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 go. There she is right there. Great little basket. Just does not stop. And they need her right now. She's one of their leading players. Caitlin O'Connell, well,
Can't afford to leave her open.
if Sacred Heart are going to keep responding with those sorts of baskets, they're going to be very hard to stop from here. That lead is out to 21. Amazing. And another turnover.
Those are the ones that really hurt. You know, some of the turnovers they've made, sometimes, you know, they've just dropped the ball out of bounds or put a pass way off the mark. Unlike them.
It's been an impressive performance by Sacred Heart. Here's Gemma Walsh. She's played well. Caitlin O'Connell. Alex Blyde back to O'Connell. Coming up, Cyrus. Turnover nearly in there, back. And, well, there's another one, Alex Blyde. And, of course, Sampson's off getting a break at the moment. So they're just in a very favourable position to be able to protect Raquel Sampson on those 3 fouls right now. She's taking a break since that last time out. Pretty good position to be in when you can do that.
Sure. I don't know if seeing it on TV is doing it justice in terms of how quick some of these ladies are moving with and without the basketball.
Here's Bree Schuler, knocked out of her hand, clear. Just nothing going right at the moment for St. Peter's.
The Sacred Heart defence has been smothering.
Been fantastic, hasn't it? O'Connell to the basket. Back with the rebound and the putback. Well done, Emily Back. Off the glass, straight back up. And another basket, 26. Highway, again that baseline drive, hooks it back over, that's a lovely basket. They need a lot more of that from here. Can they make a run of it? They need to stop Sacred Heart back the other way here.
The scary thing for me is just the Sacred Heart outfits. They look so composed. Still playing just as hard as they did when it was 0-0, so it's going to be a tough road back from 24 down.
Well, they've put 57 points on the national champs with 14 minutes to go in the game. So they've got no problem scoring at the moment. They look composed and they look in control. Cyrus. Foul.
Another strong option for Sacred Heart to just drop it down low, and she's strong with the ball. Just couldn't get a comfortable shot off there.
So dare I ask, at what stage do you put the cue in the rack and give some players a bit of a break ahead of a big day tomorrow in the finals? At what stage?
It's definitely a question worth asking. I think Leanne will definitely have it at the back of her mind, but you know, as you said, as we've both said multiple times throughout our coverage, they're the national champs, and that's, you know, they've earned that right. So it's in their DNA, and I don't know if they'll be one of the first teams to put the cue in the rack, as you said.
Having said that, I think if I cast my mind back to the 2019 Selves NBL men's grand final, I reckon the Wellington Saints were down by about 21 or 22 with 13 or 14 minutes to play and got up and won by 10, didn't they?
Yeah, it's definitely a heck of an effort to come back from a deficit like this, but as I spoke about, if there's any outfit that could do it, it'll be this team here. They're not going to give up, that's for sure.
It's still a possibility. 22 is the margin. Sacred Heart, Almavina Nartai brings it into Blyde. That's Lucy Blyde. Nice set players. Almavina Nartai gets it back high, off the glass, wins the ball back herself. Does she? No. Stripped away by McGurr. Forced out wide. Oh, pass back to Highway was picked off.
Everything going Sacred Heart's way at the moment.
Well, they've been on from the start, haven't they?
For sure.
I think that's the pleasing thing.
They're creating their own luck.
Yep, it's not as if it's a purple patch. They've been on from the word go. They've taken it right up to St. Peter's. You've mentioned it a number of times. The defence has been up and in, lots of pressure. They've forced a lot of turnovers when you consider the opponent that we're talking about. They've looked sharp. They'll take some confidence into tomorrow. And again, just one of those straight line passes comes unstuck for St. Peter's.
I think it's got to the stage now where they're struggling to find offense, obviously. But it's affecting their decision making now, and they're just clutching at straws as they get a steal there, just to get a good look.
Yeah, Almavina Nartai losing control of the ball for Sacred Heart. Here's Paiwai again, off balance. Maybe a little bit of contact in there. She wins it back. What can Alana Paiwai do here? Again, she tries to force the issue on her right, draws the foul. It's on Lucy Blyde. A few vocal spectators in the crowd tonight. I can see you just having a look for them. Coaching staff off to the side there in the background. Mount Maunganui just watching on.
I'm sure they'll be taking a few notes.
Did they win their 4th game before, by the way? I didn't see the final result.
I'm not too sure. It was definitely a tight one. I was getting ready to join you.
Oh, maybe Connor O'Fee can bring us up to date whether Mount Maunganui have gone through the pool stages. Pool B, unbeaten. They did go into their last game 3-0. But of course, late in that game against Napier, I think with a few minutes to go, scores were tied up at 45 apiece for memory. So I'm sure we'll get an update of that final score between Mount Maunganui and Napier in just a moment as Emily back. Nice cut to the basket. Finishes on the right. Inside the last couple of minutes of this 3rd quarter. 24-point margin, believe it or not. And on the jump there, being picked up for the travel, Tayana Day. Uncharacteristically, Connor O'Fee's taken a minute. Clearly he's not sitting upstairs listening to the broadcast. We will get that result for you. There's
He's
Gemma
just going
Walsh.
around picking up the posters on the sideline.
Is he?
There's been quite a few that have been knocked over by players and the basketball. Even spectators.
Long 3 for Lucy Blyde. Doesn't drop. They need some late quarter points here. Paiwai comes up with the goods. Brings it back to 22. They're hanging in there, Tomai. They're hanging.
Not going to go away.
Long 3-point attempt, Walsh. Inside the last minute of this 3rd quarter. That's why he can't tell us. You're right, he's standing 5 metres away from us. Francis to Walsh. Into the corner. Malvina Natai back to Walsh. Back with the screen. Walsh forcing her way through, and when they're rolling in like that,
It's been a clinic.
there's not a lot you can do, is there? Just everything coming up, smelling like roses for Sacred Heart tonight. Looking to go unbeaten in pool play. Alana Paiwai fouled. She'll go to the line for a couple.
I wish I had handles like that.
Very good.
Very good. She can get anywhere she wants on the court.
Yep. There she is at the line. Makes the first. .23 margin. Second attempt is good. So dying stages of this 3rd. Malvina Natai quickly up the floor. Did she lose control? Yes, she did, says the trailing referee. So a chance here for St. Peter's to close out.
Should look for the last shot.
Maybe a 3 to get it back inside 20. Clock down to 12. Going to have a look, and it is a big make. So that does bring it down to 19 and a 5-second violation. Who shot that 3, by the way?
Paiwai.
It was. I had the referee standing right in front of me. So they bring it back to 19 and maybe a chance. No, it's going to come too late after the buzzer. So 3-quarter time. Sacred Heart 61 leading St. Peter's 42. Let's have a look at that last 3. As I said, I had the referee standing right in front of me. So I'd like to have a look at this. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Alana Paiwai from deep.
Deep one as well, yeah.
Yep. Amalvina Nartai losing her feet. So 3/4 time, that lead is back to 19. Is it a bridge too far, Tomai? Yes or no?
I think without that last flurry of buckets there by St. Peter's, I would have been confident to say yes, but I still think there's a glimmer of hope there for the St. Peter's girls, but they're going to have to move fast. They have to keep the momentum going, try to get into about a 10-point deficit in the first 5 minutes, so they've got about 10 to overcome in the last 5 minutes. At crunch time, anything can happen.
Let's not forget, though, that this team right here has a pretty powerful weapon that you would think will start
For sure.
this last quarter, or if she doesn't, she won't be far away. That's Raquel Sampson. You can just see her taking a seat now at the end of the bench. I think she's going to come on. How many points in the game so far for Raquel Sampson? By the way, in her first 3 games, averaging over 21.5 points a game.
I think she's at about 18 already, Justin, and she's probably played, well, I feel like she's only played about 10 or 11 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah, she's had some foul trouble. Now, we're just attempting to get that final score from Pool B earlier on. A couple of people are asking if Mount Maunganui have gone through unbeaten. They were all tied up with Napier with 3 minutes to play. I've given Connor O'Fee strict instructions to get that score to us, so we can find out if Mount Maunganui have gone through with 4 straight wins. If they have, they will top Pool B.
I think he's on coffees, mate, if he doesn't give it to us by the end of this quarter.
I thought he was on the job. I thought he was busy upstairs.
He might pass this one by as networking.
We'll see if he can give us an update.
Raquel Simpson comes out to start the 4th quarter. I think, as we discussed earlier, whether we're, up 19 points, sit back on the minutes for you. She's got a pretty heavily strapped up her leg. Be interesting to see.
Okay, last quarter underway here. Some work to do for the team in dark blue. And was that a travel called?
That was a travel call, a tough call to make.
Tayana Day, last couple for her. She's just lifted the pivot foot before the ball has gone to court. You'd expect St. Peter's are going to come out with some very, very heavy and aggressive defence here to force a turnover, just like that one there. Breege Schuler on Caitlin O'Connell.
Okay, now I haven't watched every substitution, Justin, but I'm pretty sure she hasn't come off.
I think you're right.
And
A basket and a foul. Alana Paiwai will not go away.
is it too early to say here they come?
Well, pressure's on. Force a turnover, score a basket, get to the line, look at a bonus, and it's back to 16. So they're not going away, and they've got some pressure up the floor here. They're not going to lay down, put it that way. And they've got another turnover. Paiwai brings it forward. Again on that baseline drive. Out wide for the longer 3, and it's a make for Grace McGurr. The lead's at 13.
Alana Paiwai has her hands all over this one so far late in the game.
Was that a long 2? May have been a long 2. The gap's at 14. Well, when I talked about cueing the rack at what stage, you did brush me off very quickly. Mind you, I wasn't suggesting it. I was just asking the question.
I'll defend you there. You definitely weren't suggesting it.
Ahead of a big day tomorrow, of course, finals day. While we've got a break, there's a timeout here called by Sacred Heart. That's understandable. Let's bring up that finals schedule for tomorrow. All of this coming to you live on Sky Sport Next from Palmerston North. Semi-final, 8 a.m, 9:45 a.m, the 2 semi-finals. I'm not sure who's playing who, you can go to www.nz.basketball or social media at basketballnz. I'm sure there'll be some details a little bit later on tonight.
We know these two teams are in either game.
These two are in, we know that. Yep, they'll be playing in each of those games. Mountain Maunganui will be there, but we're not sure about the second team from Pool B. Third and fourth player.
Rotorua Girls or Wellington East, we know that
Yes,
much.
and I think they're playing at the moment, actually. And if I look across on the far court, it's a 4-point game with just over 5 minutes to go. So, again, if I
Unfortunately, we
had,
don't know
if I had
this
Connor
moment.
O'Fee here, I've been searching for him to help me out with some details on what's happening. And Mount Maunganui, whether they won earlier, whether they went 4 straight.
Okay, I do know that that is Rotorua up 4, as they're on the Pool B side of the scoreboard.
Right.
And so they'll be up 4 at the moment against Wellington East with 5 minutes to go on the court not too far from
Right,
us.
I'm going to take your word on that. As we come back in with Gemma Walsh at the line, a steadier. Raquel Sampson on the floor. Started this third quarter, still on the 3 fouls, makes the second, so just a couple of steadiers there.
Especially after a good timeout.
Can they keep coming? 16 points the margin. Paiwai from deep, comes up short. Walsh. Well, the pass wasn't really to the advantage of Blyde. They turn it over. Now, I was going to say McGurk just hit a 3. She elected to go inside on that occasion to Tayana Day, and it was a clever decision in the end. O'Connell under a little bit of pressure. Sampson under a bit of pressure. Will they get this across in time? They do just.
Justin. Looked up at the shot clock and I saw 16 and they must have just crossed half court.
O'Connell looking to settle things down. Walsh.
Because of it's a short clock.
Been active in the second half. Blyde from deep, trying to beat time. Comes up short. And there's a call here. It's going to go the way of St. Peter's. Foul. What's the foul count? 1 apiece in this last quarter. It's at 14 points.
Just the defensive intensity on the Sacred Heart side has not been as high as it was the first 30 minutes of play. So they need to get back to that.
Haven't seen the margin at single digits for a long time. Remember, just 1 point separated these teams at quarter time. Pull-up jumper for 2 is good. So they are coming. Here's Bree Schuler. They are coming. Misses the first and the second. Foul is called on Caitlin O'Connell. Alexi Ramika draws them within 12, and now Bree Schuler will go to the line for 2.
Just having a bit of a laugh at herself there. She's not one to miss the easy layups.
Can she make these count? First one is in and out.
So the miss does hurt a bit.
You can see in the background there Peter Riley, the coach of Sacred Heart.
First time I've seen him off his feet.
I was about to say, he's up. Makes the second. It's at 11. And they force a turnover on the inbound. So they've found some voice on the sidelines. They are up and about, St. Peter.
They're playing some physical defence, getting away with a lot. Great pass.
Well, I'm not sure if she meant it, but it's ended up with Bree Schuler. She's fouled right on the shot clock for St. Peter's. And she'll go to the line for another 2. So a chance to get it back to single digits here.
I'm not trying to claim that I called it, Justin, but I did say 10 points at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, you did.
And the energy would be with them, and so far so good. They're going to beat that. Can't call it too early. I think I might have put a bit of a commentator's curse on Breege here, but good chance that they can get it to 10 here at this foul trip.
Well, I think at 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, there's the curse. It was 23 points or thereabouts.
It definitely got to around
24 at one stage. Misses the second. Rebound Lacey Ramika though, and gets it off to Tiana Day.
Starting to feel real guilty there. I hope they're up.
It's at 9. Full court pressure. They can
Great
sense a
pressure as well.
massive comeback victory here, and they do force the turnover. Wow.
They do not go away. Another timeout. I believe we only have one left.
Well, Peter Riley's had to burn them, hasn't he? He's had to, because he's got to settle this team down. What an amazing comeback. Fairly short, 23 points with 3.5 to go in the third. And it's now at 9. So all the pressure, all of a sudden, on Sacred Heart. And they've committed 4 team fouls.
Feels like the smallest of 9-point leads, doesn't it?
Well, they're a champion team. They're a champion program. They know how to respond.
Just wanted to mention, you know, as you're talking about their championship pedigree and the amount of national championships they won, 3 in the last 4 years. And
Wow.
last year specifically, I just want to quickly mention the fact that St. Peter's Cambridge, obviously, as we've mentioned multiple times, that they won the basketball championship in the Term 3 holidays 2019. And then a good part of their outfit went to the netball national championships the next week, and believe it or not, they won that as well.
Oh,
So
dear. By the way, Mount Maunganui did defeat Napier earlier on, so they have won 4 straight to top Pool B. So they will play the loser of this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And Rotorua at the moment is up by 5 on Wellington East. If Rotorua wins that, they will finish second in Pool B and play the winner of this game. And believe it or not, the winner could be St. Peter's. They are on a charge. Absolutely storming home. It's just 7 points now. At 3/4 time, it was 19. At one stage in the third quarter, it got out to at least 23, maybe 24. It's back to 7.
a lot of basketball is still left to be played.
Raquel Sampson not on the court at the moment, by the way. Walsh for a long 3, they needed that. Got to look at bringing Sampson back, you would have thought. Travel called on Grace McGirt. Just lifting that pivot foot. It's happened a few times to St. Peter's. Inside the last 2 minutes of that Wellington East Rotorua game. It's an 8-point margin.
Bree
Rotorua
Shula's defence has been amazing.
leading that game. They're going to get a violation, travel in the end.
The last travel called one before that is interesting to me to see a couple of the young ladies of the St. Peter's Cambridge bench imitate their coach, one of them being the daughter. It's good to see that they can still see a bit of light and enjoyment in such a tense game.
Yep, good on them. Always good to see that from the sidelines. Some smiles and having fun. There's Bree Schuler. Finding some space. Can't quite drop the shot. Loose ball. O'Connell tried to keep it in. It falls to the advantage of Day. Loose ball. Highway picks it up on the dribble. One way, then the other. Shot clock's going down. It's a hot pass, though. And unable to get the shot away in time. Lacey Ramika.
I think a few of the St. Peter's supporters are a little bit out of time with the shot clock there. I think she had a second longer than she actually did as Raquel Sampson checks back into the game.
Well, this is where Sacred Heart could just wrap this game up. If they can get through this pressure, they've spoken too soon because they can't. Errant pass in, and they've handed it back to St. Peter's. I was about to say, if they can get through this pressure, go down, and just set up for a nice inside pass into the block to Raquel Sampson. She's hardly missed an opportunity off the block, has she?
She'll definitely need to make sure she makes those opportunities though, because if the St. Peter's team can take it off the rim with a defensive rebound and run, they'll be tough to stop.
Here's Lacey Ramika. A miss. Sampson after it. Strong rebound. Strong in amongst a couple of opponents. Travel called.
I'm a big fan of that call. Tough call to make, especially with the contact, but she was standing straight up and initiated none of it. So
Amalvina Nartai. And at the moment, Sacred Heart can't get the ball forward. They're just not getting an opportunity at the offensive end. St. Peter's dominating this game right now. Since the 3-minute mark, or 3 minutes to go in that third quarter, they have dominated. The comeback has been quite unbelievable, and they're going to get a chance to bring this margin down even further.
tough foul there to have to hold on to. Sacred Heart defense was great there, albeit for only 10 seconds, but the intensity is definitely raised up, so good adjustment from the coaching staff, albeit a simple adjustment. Keep their defensive pressure nice and high as they had done to earn the lead in the first place.
Hannah Lacey Ramika makes the first of two.
Quality box outs there by the Sacred Heart ladies.
6-point margin, 4:45 to go. Now a chance to come forward. Walsh finds a way through. Still can't find a basket though. Players going down everywhere. Loose ball. Guess who picks it up?
Yeah, if there's anyone that can settle down, that kind of turmoil.
Highway to Schuler.
That's her down.
Schuler outside. McGurr for three. She's been very, very good on those long-range shots.
Can't believe what I'm seeing, Justin, just like that. It's a 3-point game, one position game.
She's dropped a few of those. Grace McGurr. A little bit of respite for a moment for Sacred Heart. It has been an 18-2 run in the last quarter so far. 18-2. Down by 19, now down by 3. 18-2 run in less than 6 minutes. Pass not the best for Sampson. Has it taken away by Day. They hit a 3 here, they tie it up. Amazing. Highway, great pass inside to Day. Well, Darabad hitting a 3. They could put one off the glass, wear the foul and go to the line to tie it up. 20-2 run.
The pass from Alana Paiwa was a bullet. It honestly looked like it just teleported right into the hands.
And as a forward, you love passes like that, don't you?
She caught it, went straight up. Didn't bring the ball down at any point, and that's why she's on the free throw line at the moment.
Tana Day makes it, that ties it up. 63 apiece. So the comeback has been magnificent. It's got them to a stage with 3.5 minutes to go to win this game. You just would not believe that they were down by at least 23 midway through the third quarter. Deeper than that. Quite amazing. And I'll tell you what, credit where credit's due, Tomai. You said the whole way along, don't write them off. Do not write them off. They will not stop. O'Connell, they needed that. They just needed one to drop. They find it from Caitlin O'Connell. This is a real test right now for Sacred Heart. We're going to find out a lot about this team in the next 3 minutes. Little jumper. McGurr, it's a miss. They get it back though. Schuler inside. Day back to Schuler for 3. Makes it. They've got the lead. Can you believe that? They lead this game, St. Peter's.
The honest answer to that, even though I, never gave up on them, said no, I cannot believe that.
It's taken them 10 minutes of play to come from 23 down to lead the game by 1.
They'll be straight to the free throw line from there. If there were any two people, as we just quickly head to the replay, if there were any two
That's the Schuler 3.
individuals that could pull them back and make the big plays, it's definitely Alana Paiwai and Bree Schuler.
But they've had others as well.
They have.
Tiana Day.
Her defense has been outstanding.
Going to the line here. Grace McGurr has dropped some big threes. Hannah Lacey Ramika has done the same.
Don't know what my cliche count is. You know what they say. Can't underestimate the heart of a champion, and
No.
that's why they're who they are. They don't give up ever.
Well, you've said they won 3 of the last 4 national titles, and you look at the energy on the bench in the background there from Sacred Heart.
It is telling.
They're silent, whereas every player for St. Peter's on the bench is off their seat. Every single one of them. Screaming. This is a big shot for 3. In and out, Alex Blyde.
Speak about the St. Peter's bench. The manager, Brent Sanders, looks pretty calm and composed, doesn't he?
Well, we'll get a shot of the bench. Just have a look at this. So this is the St. Peter's bench right now. Every one of them up, all talking. We'll get a shot of the Sacred Heart bench in a moment. They've just been quietened down by this amazing comeback. Paiwai misses, but gets back after it. Sampson wrestles it away. There's the Sacred Heart bench. They do have a chance here to go to the line.
Nervous times there.
Gemma Walsh. They're down by 2. It's been a 25-4 last quarter. 25-4.
Just saw Alana Paiwai, not on our coverage, but just here in the live view. You know, just get down there and stretch those calves out. Give them a while to see stretch. So I just need to quickly acknowledge that she's not wearing the calf skins just for show. Therefore,
Right,
go.
right. Good,
Can you
nice.
confirm?
I still think Bree Schuler has spent every minute on the floor as well. 1 of 2 from the foul line, but a foul on the rebound, I think, against Emily Black. The good news here is what these two teams have shown tonight really sets us up for a big finals day tomorrow, because
For sure.
whatever the outcome here, what we've seen is Sacred Heart can absolutely take it to St. Peter's, and St. Peter's is every bit the champion team that we know them to be. So these two teams are going to go into the semi-finals tomorrow, along with Mount Maunganui, and it looks like
I think
it's
that's
going to be
2 seconds. Eh?
Yep,
I
looks
think
like
that's
it's going to be
2.5 seconds.
Rotorua. So we know we're in for a big day tomorrow.
What better way to prepare, though, for a semi-final than to have a clash
Absolutely.
go together like this?
Yep. And if they do go down here, Sacred Heart, they're still going to learn a lot from this game. They've had one really bad quarter, although that's exactly what the doctor ordered right there. Raquel Sampson, again, in the block, get it to her. She'll go to work. It's been a long time coming, that basket. And she has a chance to tie this one up. Right now, you can't think about that 23 or 24 point lead. You have to think about what's in front of you right now.
Big energy boost that play there was for the Sacred Heart bench.
Ties it up, 69 apiece.
You can hear the defense calls now coming from the Sacred Heart.
90 seconds to go, and they will get it back here. I think
It's a
this will
foul.
be against Hannah Lacey Ramika. It is. And that will put Sacred Heart to the line for 2. Emily Back will walk the length of the court and go to the foul line with 1:27. So maybe they find the spark right at the end when it's needed the most. A miss on the first. Keep your eye on Raquel Sampson here. The 2 18s. What a matchup this is in the last 90 seconds.
Massive box out assignment here to tie on the day. Been doing it all
Sampson
night
and
well.
Day. The second is a miss. Blyde won it back. Was she fouled? Or was the foul called on her? No, out of court.
I think she might have been out of
Yep,
court when
out
the
of
foul
court.
occurred.
So
Should I
St.
say that, but
Peter's
contact occurred.
with the ball. Scores are tied up. Final 80 seconds. Paiwai on the dribble. Somehow the ball comes back out through the hands of Day to Shula. Shula forced deep now. She's got nowhere to go. Lacey Ramika, long three, gets it back. Shula. There's Lacey Ramika, back to Shula. Paiwai finds a gap, up and in! Just rolled back. They're out by 2 inside the last minute. St Peter's lead this game. It's been an amazing comeback. They get the steal. Tayana Day through the middle for 2 off the glass. It's out to 4. Those timeouts, they had to use them early. Not sure if they've got one. Sacred Heart, if they have, now might be a good time to use it. That margin at 4 with 35 seconds to go. A couple of quick fire baskets to St Peter's. Not sure what happened there. Wouldn't mind seeing a replay of what happened on the sideline there on the inbound. Foul's been called. Sacred Heart will go to the line. Let's have a look at this. Oh, we just missed the start of it there. I reckon she actually threw it in off the player, off Lacey Ramika.
That's a foul out as well.
So Caitlin O'Connell to the line. Lacey Ramika fouled out of the game, as you said, Tomai. O'Connell to the line for the first, makes it. So she makes the second here. It brings it to 2 with 34 seconds to go. Not quite sure of the timeout situation for both teams. Both coaches are up, as you'd expect. Misses the second. There's a battle for it, and
It's coming back this way.
possession will go to St Peter's. 3-point game, 31.5 seconds.
Still an important play there, though, for Simpson, just in case there is another jump ball in the last 30 seconds. They'll get the ball back next one.
Paiwai, long ball forward. Day has been spectacular in this second half. Made that look easy in the end. Timeout to Sacred Heart. Let's have a look at that last basket. Head up Paiwai. Day dribble around Sampson, got her off the floor. She has been sensational in this second half, Tayana Day. What's the coach saying here? Coach Walker?
Definitely be saying not to do any silly fouls, anything unsportsmanlike, which might give Sacred Heart the opportunity to score and retain position. That'll be the main message.
Yep. Even if they give a foul here, or commit a foul, they won't give it. Even if they commit a foul, it's a 5-point margin. But at the same time, you just be wanting clean, tight defense. Make Sacred Heart use the clock here. Make them use time.
Most importantly, just one shot. 5 on the defensive glass. Just
Yep.
make sure we get the ball and get it over the timeline.
Been
Bring that
saying,
clock right down.
been saying all day this would be a great game tonight, and it's lived up to all expectations, hasn't it?
I'd almost say it's exceeded.
Yeah, it has. It's been great. The comeback has just been amazing. The way in which Sacred Heart got out to that lead was amazing. Equally, both teams. So here we go. Sacred Heart ball. 21.7 seconds to play. 21.7. 5-point margin. Got to get a quick shot here, surely. O'Connell. Inside. Finds a way through. She's fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2, Caitlin O'Connell. 17 seconds. Margin at 5. Late in the third, margin was over 20. Back the other way. Makes the first. Brings it into 4. Looking at the second. Makes the second, brings it to 3. Timeout called by St Peter's. So while all that was going on, we've had it confirmed Rotorua won against Wellington East. That leaves them at 3-1, so they go to second. Mount Maunganui first in Pool B. So what we know in the semi-finals tomorrow is Mount Maunganui will play the loser of this game. Rotorua will play the winner. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Right. Thanks for that. Can they do the unthinkable, St. Peter's, and win this from the deficit that they faced late in the third, plus 20? Or can they do the thinkable, Sacred Heart, and win this trailing by 3 with 17 seconds to play?
Will come down to this.
Well, they're going to use time here, aren't they, St. Peter's? Sacred Heart either need to force the steal or commit the foul. Let's have a look at what happens. Breach Schuler to bring it in, who, by the way, we still haven't seen leave the court. Paiwai, are they going to foul? There it is. O'Connell rushing in to commit the foul. She knew what the game was, what the play was.
The important part about that foul, though, is that it was a basketball play. A lot of the referees these days, and rightly so, you know, you can't just lunge into an opposition player and attack them. It's a basketball play. They came with a double team trying to get another position, and well, they're a miss away. See what happens here. Massive free throw.
Paiwai misses the first, so this
She doesn't
one
look nervous. She looks excited.
This one is very important, isn't it? And it just rolls in, by the way. So it's at 4, 12.4 to play. The pressure's up the floor, and they've forced the turnover. Well, this is what they've done so well in this comeback, St. Peter's. And they'll wind it down here for the win. Quite amazing, the comeback. 76-72. You have to take your hat off to this amazing basketball program. That last quarter, 34-11 last quarter, 34-11. Amazing. They go through the pool stage unbeaten, St. Peter's. 4-0, Sacred Heart 3-1. Take nothing away from Sacred Heart, though. They have pushed St. Peter's all the way. So, by our reckoning, give us that semi-final rundown tomorrow. We're not sure what order, by the way, but...
we know the semi-final fixtures have been confirmed for St. Peter's. Cambridge will play Rotorua Girls High School after they beat Wellington East tonight.
We believe that will be the semi-final, yep.
And then Mount Maunganui will go up against the Sacred Heart outfit, who looks tough to beat, despite an unfortunate loss in this instance. They look like a strong team.
Well, give us the rundown. It's been an amazing game. What a sight that was. Just a classic contest between these two. Sacred Heart blew this game out to plus 20, 23 points at one stage, and they've got the win. Just an incredible comeback by St. Peter's. There they are on screen. Just amazing work. They're all smiles, and you can understand why. Take us through the game, Tomai. It was one that we both thoroughly enjoyed.
Just as the girls warmed down, games like these just in a dime a dozen. It's something that I'd be watching on a rainy day if I was a St. Peter's supporter and had nothing else to watch on YouTube. We'd be throwing this game right on. The game started at super high intensity, you know, and it was a close game first quarter. Then Sacred Heart really picked the intensity up, went on a 20-9 run. Third quarter ended at 61-42 after Sacred Heart maintained some solid form, and then this fourth quarter run was something special from the national champions, and that's why they are who they are, and they're always going to be a tough team to beat. They're never going to lie down. 34-11 run in that fourth quarter. You can't write things like it, really. We're just going to throw it to Justin as he's got us some live interviews down there on the court.
Thanks, Tomai. Standing here with Bree Schuler from St. Peter's of Cambridge. What an amazing comeback. Just incredible last quarter. 34-11 last quarter. Down by as much as 23 late in that third quarter. Incredible.
I'm really proud of the girls. I mean, they fought, they give everything. All the early mornings, fitness, conditioning really paid off in that game. I think also come from the heart a little bit there. Just effort, honestly. Couldn't be more proud.
got to give credit to Sacred Heart. Their first half was spectacular, and even halfway through that third quarter, they looked very, very good, doing a lot of things right, and then all of a sudden everything clicked. But hats off to Sacred Heart. They're going to be a tough competition come finals tomorrow.
Yeah, they're a really great team, lots of experience. There's some older girls in that team. They've got the likes of Caitlin, who's an amazing player, always a tough one against her. I think they just, big racket. She's real hard in the paint. Hard to stop. I mean, our team's pretty small. Yeah, hats off to them. They played amazingly, so it's going to be a big game tomorrow.
Well, take us into three-quarter time and the timeouts in that last quarter. Coach Leanne Walker, what was the message?
Oh my God, let me think. Just control it, keep going, hustle game, get a stop, score our own, play with the clock, control. Yeah, just control, play our game.
I'll tell you one thing that was impressive though is as that comeback started, and it started late in the third, we saw the energy on the sidelines. There's no doubt that the bench, as soon as they could see that something was on here, they were up, and the noise from the sidelines through the last 12 or 13 minutes of that game was incredible.
Yeah, our bench always brings the energy, no doubt about it. Our captain Ahi, man, she's got the voice. She brings us up. I mean, it gives you so much playing on the court with these girls, and especially our bench. Yeah, always loud, always bring the energy, hype you up, gives you that extra, that extra percent to work with. It's great.
Well, Breeze, you're an experienced campaigner. You've been here before. We can tell you, I think we've got this right, but tomorrow for the semi-finals, it's going to be Sacred Heart up against Mount Maunganui, and yourselves taking on Rotorua. So two very good semi-finals coming up tomorrow by the look of it.
Yeah, should be a good game. Rotas is always tough. Played with them a lot, so yeah, should be a great game.
Go and rest up. Congratulations. Great win, great comeback.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's bring over Caitlin O'Connell from Sacred Heart. She's going to come over and join us now. Here she comes. Caitlin, what a game. It's just incredible to sit there and watch it and be a part of it. Take us inside it from a player's perspective, because really for 27 minutes you had full control of that game, but testament to the team that St Peter's are. They just came home very, very strong in the last 13 minutes.
Yeah, they've won multiple championships for a reason, and it's so obvious. They're such a gritty team, and they don't stop, obviously. Look at that. I think as a team we just lost our composure a little bit. We lacked on D, and then I think we had it there, but as St Peter's, they're an amazing team, so yeah.
I think on the positive side though, there's a lot for the team to take away from that one, because you can match it. Not only match it, but you got out to 20-plus lead. When you're playing well in that composed offence and getting through that pressure, there's a lot of good signs there, and I think you can take a fair bit into tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll go home, reassess what we did well, what we didn't do well, and then just prepare for tomorrow for semis, and then get back out there and just show what we've got. Yeah.
We're just having the same conversation with Breeze. We think that the semi-final matchups tomorrow, Sacred Heart yourselves taking on Mount Maunganui, and they've been a real surprise packet here, haven't they?
Yeah, they're an amazing team, so they've got the likes of Malika and all that, and the junior tour ferns, so we've got to keep an eye on them and just rest up so we're prepared for tomorrow,
Good luck, commiserations with that one, but the big day is tomorrow, and I've got no doubt that you're going to be pushing all the way. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good on you, Caitlin O'Connell there from Sacred Heart. Now I'm just going to look over to the side here and make sure I've got this right. I'm just trying to get their attention. Semi-finals tomorrow, Sacred Heart against Mount Maunganui. Is that the first game or the second game? Not getting a lot of love from the sidelines. We're pretty sure we've got that right. Sacred Heart up against Mount Maunganui and St Peter's against Rotorua. It's going to be a big day, huge finals day at the Invitational here in Palmerston North. Make sure you join us on Sky Sport Next. You love your basketball? Big finals day coming up tomorrow. We'll see you then.